Alright, and we're back. And I'm gonna start off straight off with this. Witness, state your name and occupations, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about not sure if I care for this at all.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm also a little bit confused.
Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
Oh, it's because she cannot If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Can you get her a chair?
I love that she's so short. Okay, once again, your name and occupations, please.
Little old me! Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain.
Oh,
wait, she became Lada.
Yeah, I was like, wait, why is she Lada?
She become Lada. I haven't even been doing that voice.
Put an afro. Put an
what
afro
was
on
her
her.
witch voice?
Put an afro
How
on her.
did I become Lada? Screw it. I'm kind of tempted to keep it. She's secretly Southern.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she's suddenly a southern gal.
She's either a witch or she's Southern. One of the two. And she switches between them. Depending on how I am. My name is Bikini. You got that? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. And the music just dies.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Oh! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment.
I'm so glad she's back.
Oh yeah. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Oh, I bet.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh?
You said that wrong. It's first tell us a boot.
Right, it actually is a boot. Okay, let me try it again.
Wow.
First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? He really is Canadian.
Perfect. The night of the murder.
I completely didn't see it was a boot.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So a simply coincidence that you found yourself returned to Hazakura Temple, eh?
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement you just made.
Yeah, there's already one thing I'm noticing.
There is only one problem with his testimony that I can see.
I see at least one more.
And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Would she know the statement that Iris gave us, saying that she never went to the inner temple?
That's a good question.
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination, please.
Alright, here we go.
Hold on, I just want to look at something real quick. The night I was helping... So yeah, left Iris, but if you look at her testimony, she was in her room. She never went to the inner temple.
Yeah, she never left. So I think that's the thing.
It probably is, but I do want to press it, because I like being a witch.
You left Iris to help. With what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper.
Was it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away. Wait, so that they don't pass... So they don't die!
Basically. Just to confirm, this point, again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. Yeah, so that's kind of pushing like, hey, you got something here.
Yep.
She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Yeah, so that we basically know what we have to do here.
And I don't think anything else really helps because it's all about her back.
Yeah.
So...
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. Unless you need me to lift anything, then, I'm not. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Huncho, I'd like you to explain something for me. There's a discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
Wait, the easy counter argument is, well, she's lying.
Yeah, basically.
No! She said that?
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose?
Exactly.
The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Asakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. That's true.
Yeah. Miss Von Karma! You probably already knew that. But that is odd! Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie!
She does indeed have honest eyes.
You're an idiot. Those eyes are the same as Dahlia's eyes.
Yeah, basically.
No matter what, they're the same eyes.
Oh, all people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here?
Because no one else needs to be. Edgeworth already knows his place.
You get used to it, Judge. You get used to it.
You'll learn to like it too.
Oh, God. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means you must call your memory into question.
Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
Okay, he's in his 50s or older. Which means his brother's also in his 50s or older.
Which is weird because he's very grey, but sure.
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. It's my back that's terrible. You know, there's this thing, it's magical. It's called hair dye. It lets you change the color of your hair. And if you use it, you can go from gray to blonde.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
That's true. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but as you can see, my back is acting up. Came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner.
That's new.
It is new. And also, when did she give that? Before lights out.
Yes.
There is no way she could have.
Yeah, so that's someone else. Oh, excuse me.
Let's confirm, but I'm fairly sure that's what it is.
Yeah, I think someone else is impersonating her. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake?
What is with impersonations in this series?
I have no idea.
You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake.
An explanation is there, witness. Well, I have to wonder. We already know what the answer is. Yeah, it's there.
So did Phoenix just straight up tell him, like, did he just have this hood on him? Hey, where'd you get that hood? Oh, Iris gave it to me before lights out. The night of the crime. It protects me from evil spirits and made my body invincible when I fell into the river.
Perhaps that's what it did.
Like, how would Edgeworth know this?
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct?
Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
I'm wondering the same thing. Why is it evidence?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma?
No, I'm wondering that because Phoenix got it, he went to bed, he then fell in the river after trying to run across a burning bridge. How does Edgeworth know this stuff?
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's Edgeworth. I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well! Oh my god,
she's actually on the boxes! That was funny. Okay.
That's great.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. I understand that happy look in Wright's face every time he does it.
Oh, I know exactly who Iris was that night that saw which. It was Don Tigre!
Oh yeah, Don Tigre! Rawr! Order in the court, witnessing, oh wow! Sister, this hood. You spare one surrounds the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile, a surplus of food, say?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
And this is quite strange.
I guess they don't get them dirty.
Yeah?
Not often.
Oh!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Funkama, but you won't get away that easily.
This really is just a fight between siblings. I love it.
Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the jungle in the judge's heart. Just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit.
Yes.
Contradictory stimulation.
Yes, stimulation.
After the bath. Let's see.
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was... Oh, Mr. Galeese! And with that sword of all things... I questioned the sword.
Yeah.
Mr. Galeese was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Wait a second.
What? Wait,
What the hell do you know about that?
How do you know about this?
How the hell?
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then I would have been much like Miss Funkama whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeing it all from this very chair.
Y'all got issues.
Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gum's show.
Oh my god.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness.
Yes, for the fools.
Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth, calling everyone by their full name. Can you do something about that habit of yours?
Okay, so let's see. What is... We know she could... How could she possibly have known? We need to press the thing about her knowing that he being pushed out the window thing. Because how...
Let's press from here on, I think. Because this is where it gets to the meat of things.
Yeah. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubts remain in these claims.
Hey! Just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh! Now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that had been bugging me all this time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood!
Hood.
That's right! It's coming back to me! Iris, she wasn't wearing a hood!
Oh, that is kind of big, actually.
Yeah, and we know she didn't have it. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? I feel it kind of is.
I mean, they don't typically give you access to these kind of things unless it is useful.
Yeah, this may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
Damn.
Witness? Witness. Add that statement to your testimony. I don't know why I was trying to go into German there.
No problem. You're Canadian.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, at least be French. Alright, let's press this some more, I guess.
You're sure about that?
Yes. After all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor. You understand. It's our style. Yes, that's it. Just like my cousin, Lotta Hart isn't poor either.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Actually, how old was Lotta? I think Bikini would be more of an aunt to Lotta than a cousin.
Probably.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip.
At least then it might bite you and not someone else.
Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? It's a boot again.
Boot the victim.
Please tell us a boot the victim, eh? I need to get used to the fact he's Canadian. Oh my god.
Mr. Elise was staying in the corner room.
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor?
No. Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest room in the back to about the height of a 2-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all. Oof.
Ooh.
Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was... How do you know she was pushed?
What makes you so sure of all this?
It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump! Just like that.
Oh.
Your one smart sister. I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
I love the milk crates.
Yeah. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is a very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe is right we're moving this right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney, even though it's my first time as a defense attorney.
Alright, what do we know? Hold on. We have the crime scene picture, right?
Yep.
This has to do something because just how did Iris stab her?
Yeah, that is very weird. Wait, what was the time of death according to the autopsy?
Between 10 and 11, I think? 10 and 11, yeah.
Okay, and when did you say her bath was done?
11. Her bath was done at 11.
Around 11, okay.
You know what? I want to present the crime photo here.
Yeah, we might as well try.
Because Iris was stabbing Mystic Elise with a sword.
Yes.
The way we keep seeing the picture, though, how this isn't possible.
Yeah, this is technically not possible to do.
Oh, I don't think so.
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
No, it doesn't.
Fortunately, I'm afraid I can't accept that.
Ugh.
Well done, Your Honor. What? I was only testing you just now. Well, then why don't you try testing this penalty too? Looks like I shouldn't have spoken in haste. What is wrong here? We might need to press on the other stop in the start first to get through all this.
Yeah.
How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall.
When did she leave to return to get a bath again? You say you heard a noise?
Thump! Just like that. Wow, we got this information from a later
That
thing.
could only have been sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know? You can even hear the snow falling from the branches.
Ah.
Thump! Just like that.
But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
The next one who to laugh gets a whipping.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and...
When did she say she left to get her bath? Do we have her testimony in the court record?
I don't think so. Wait a second. Body fell 10 feet after death.
After death? Okay, apparently we missed that. Impressive logic.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say, anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. Why is winter such a theme with you?
I don't know. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report?
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right, it says after death right here.
So stupid.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant is stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
That's a good point. I didn't even realize it was after death.
Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, Then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out her window down into the courtyard below.
But the witness saw her being stabbed
Yeah.
in the courtyard.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dirksen's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloody stain, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, well, Miss von Karma, was there any blood? Oh,
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
This case is so fucking weird.
oh yeah. Your weapons just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious play of beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
But there would still be blood.
Oh yeah, then when it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. That is true.
Yeah?
If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then.
No, we haven't.
Not really.
Because
no.
you see, there's one problem. The murder weapon.
Yeah.
This would cause so much internal physical damage that you aren't gonna clog it up with the blade.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, this isn't a knife. It's a multi-pronged fucking sword.
It's even a ceremonial sword. It's not even a sword that's actually supposed to be good at it stabbing.
The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. How? This removes all of the contradictions.
No, it doesn't.
Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a cleaner testimony from the witness. Or clearer. Remove also supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. A witness, please. Remain standing on the crate.
My back! Don't go selling me short now! I'm Lotta Hot! Yeah, she's either a witch or she's Lotta Hot right now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
Damn.
Okay. With the whip.
I mean, with how skilled Von Karma is with it, that would probably feel good. Oh boy! Alright.
Further details, okay.
When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place.
Okay.
Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. What?
This all confirms Miss von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing to me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that.
Yes, education.
We might need to press and everything here to get a clearer picture.
Yeah, when I looked across at the scene, sword was already in place.
At that time, and was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that weapon
There's no way that specific kind of weapon was acting as a plug.
Yeah.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
Thinking back about now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise.
Think carefully, this is very important.
It's Iris we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. Now, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports a theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
But why would you grab a jade ceremonial sword, take it up to Mystic Elise's room, stab her in the back, back and push her out just to go back down to pull the sword out, put her beneath the Mystic Ami statue to stab her again.
Yeah, that sounds...
What the hell is wrong with you
That
people?
does not sound like a good idea.
As Tony Stark would say, not a great plan. Never seen so much blood before. Sure.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris too!
Oh. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
Oh, what? Her clothes are blood-flecked as well? That's news.
Yeah,
That seems quite conclusive to me.
not really.
What should I do? Press this point further? Yes.
May as well.
Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding.
Well, I say what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Now that's something. Pulling the sword out.
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out?
With this, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
I imagine nothing. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn. Smoothly? Yeah.
Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out?
That's right! The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Ami. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt.
Wait, up to the hilt?
No, that's not possible.
That's not possible. No, that is literally impossible.
When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound.
It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we go back, because the sword is...
I mean, just present this, right?
Yeah, only the tip. Yeah.
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so.
But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Yeah, smoothly moving this weapon first off.
Yeah.
Not happening. And secondly, getting up to the hilt, it's not covered in blood.
Oh, I didn't get to read the Dutch judge. Anyway, explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
It doesn't appear. What meaningless triple? I too may appear to be vegan frail.
No,
What?
No, you
Who
don't.
would say that?
No, you don't.
You're terrifying.
Yeah.
But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
Oh, I have no illusion that you are not able to do that, Francesca.
Okay, look, Francesca, men would willingly submit themselves to be crushed under you
Yeah, basically.
and to be whipped by you. Guaranteed.
The objection stands. I whipped a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed in the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
Since that's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a block of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. Yeah, like it's...
Thank you, Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Finally.
The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Yes.
That's nothing more than conjecture.
No, it's not. This isn't normal. It's a multi-pronged weapon.
Yep.
Multiple times.
In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shitty. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I doubt it.
Uh-huh. Oh, please.
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Huh? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No!
Order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising so many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could manage maybe minus one, if that.
But what does this all mean? Your brutal contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
Having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is...
Don Tigre!
yes, Don Tigre. I bet Don Tigre could actually get this to the hilt.
Yes, Don Tigre could so get it to the hilt, he would then clean it off, and, best of all, he would make himself look identical to Iris.
Yes.
Not sure how, but he would.
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito.
What?
The foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Yay!
Yay! Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Mr. Ami was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishito was the murder weapon.
Order!
So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it is nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecutor to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question.
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us to as if a sword-like object was found? That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
I'll admit you to throw onto the pile. Trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you on a boot here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe, I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. The incinerator.
But that would have been across the bridge.
You what?
Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
How much testimony does she have? Oh my god. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those.
Ah.
Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Ours could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
Oh, that's big.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. With my back and age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
Okay. A snowmobile. Hey, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
What the hell? Oh, that's weird.
The tracks begin in front of Hatsakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Oh, that's good information, actually.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Well, I need to look at that picture again.
Yeah.
That's weird. When was the snow? Where's the weather report?
Snow with occasional lightning strikes. 7 to 10:50.
Okay, so it was not snowing when the body was discovered.
Yeah. So that can't...
So, do you notice anything strange about the snowmobile?
It's not covered in snow.
No, that's not it. That would make sense. Kinda. So, tell me, if you drive a snowmobile forward, what happens?
It would get snow in the front.
No, look at the lack of a trail going from where the snowmobile is.
Oh, you're right.
If the murder happened at, let's say, 11 or even 10:50, the snow stopped.
Yeah.
it was all discovered. She took the snowmobile, drove away, dropped the weapon off, and came back. We only see indication of it coming back.
That's true.
Which means the snowmobile, yes, it definitely moved. There's no doubt there. But when did it move?
That is indeed the question.
It definitely did not happen how they're saying, and this picture's going to be good.
You were sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Your estimation of the time seems reliable, at least.
Please continue, sister.
And after asking to be reported, I went out to the main gate.
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me.
It seems that she is the type to hold a grudge. Well, she is a dwarf.
There isn't a phone. Rude. There is a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright. You didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy. That's all of it. Only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too.
Anyway, I was really scared and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Yep.
That's it! That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the weather weapon, and returned by that time.
Not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Press further. Need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time?
Huh? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right, I overlooked that too.
Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't have to go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow?
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it. Curses! It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
Takes 15 minutes to walk, but less than 5 using one of those.
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
Ah, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? It relates to my back.
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago.
Oh no.
I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch. Just like that. Crunch.
Crunch.
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Oh, okay. At least she gives us a reason why she didn't use it, so that's fine.
We'll just do all of them, I suppose.
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede that it's more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
While it would have been possible, time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh? What would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods?
Why kill Elise Derricksneam?
Yeah.
What's her motivation? If she doesn't have one, you can't do anything.
Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Whoa!
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What? She's as over the top as always.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
And a mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with his testimony. All I have to do is start poking in holes in this flawed account.
Alright.
Where is the flaw here we can point out?
Maybe it's the tracks?
Might be the tracks, yes.
Because there's none coming from the front.
Yeah, Which means it's...
And if they yell at us about that, we have the weather report.
Yeah.
Maybe? No.
I'm not sure what we have to do at this point.
I feel like it has to do with this. But where?
Did we press the thing that Iris can use a snowmobile?
Yeah, we did.
Wait, go back to the first one? Ah, yeah, she saw the murder around 11. Yeah, that still matches up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we have to do in this one. Really? It's that
Stupid
one?
tracks. It is the tracks, it's just not where I thought it was.
I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
So, yeah, I was right. I just pressed on the wrong spot. Because the statement was, maybe they went to Eagle River and then came back. This indicates they did not leave, because it wasn't snowing.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks?
What do you mean?
Iris left Hasakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two set of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back.
Ah! You're right!
You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall.
That's true.
No. At that time, no, it wasn't.
That's true, not at that time.
This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped.
So I was definitely on the right track.
Oh,
Snowmobile, weather data, all that. I just put on the wrong spot. That's the one thing I hate about these kind of games. They're very particular.
Oh yeah. Leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory?
Yes.
This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. Yes, there is. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Here's that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. The weather report.
Yeah, the weather data, because it stopped at 10:50.
Yeah. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Ah! Order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Oh!
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things.
That's pathetic.
Answer me, sis, then. When is a weather report ever correct?
No. You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data.
A forecast, data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. While that is technically true, I don't think that's gonna work in this case.
It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? But what? How did you pull that off? It stopped snowing at the Hasakura Temple when the murder weapon took place. Oh, yeah, that is the judge. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well done, Miss Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? The snowmobile?
The only thing I can think of is she's not covered in snow.
Yes.
That's the only thing I can think of as proof that it wasn't snowing when she was dead.
Yeah.
So I hope this is right.
Nope. Oh, is it? Oh, it is. Okay.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dixon. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It has stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be at least 2 sets of tracks.
Order! Just what are you...
Is this what you're suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I am not really entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when the person returned to Hazakura Temple,
Oh, the little animation.
the snow had stopped. Yep. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night in question, the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge.
Obviously.
So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
You must have failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
What? But that isn't possible!
What the hell is this case?
What the hell's going on? Order in court! What does all this all mean?
You don't know, Judge.
So then what was the snowmobile used for?
It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gates. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should have been 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used a snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
What the hell is this case?
I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes. I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything. Everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge at that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that.
And we know what idiot.
Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Don't worry, Your Honor.
Hold on.
Hold on, an idiot that wants something?
Yep.
We got this.
Something is coming back to me. An idiot may have well gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if you saw it or not.
He is an idiot, though.
But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of when wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot.
Yay!
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
It's Loris.
It is... We don't know who it is. He keeps changing his name, sir.
This guy must be a product of
Jean-Luc Decoup's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
Oh, God.
Damn. This is Larry Butts, disciple of the victim, Elise Dixon.
a student. Interesting. Why was he wandering a boot outside on the night of the murder?
That's,
Blackmail, Your Honor.
I could tell them all about his designs for Iris. but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before you even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man...
Poor Larry.
Wait, has Larry ever seen Von Karma?
I don't know.
Oh god! Oh god! Is he gonna fall for French escape Caesar? Okay.
I don't know.
What exactly was it that he saw?
I have no idea. He won't tell me. He had 5 psycho-locks.
I intend to extract that from him, right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Larry, get your ass down here!
Very well.
Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday,
But today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to the preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is done, recess.
Yay.